Thanks for the support as a channel member, Kevin Thomason. You know that bit I've just done where I thank a channel member at the start of the video? Well, at the moment, and until the end of the year actually, if you live in certain countries, of which the UK is one, you can actually become a channel member for free if you are a YouTube Premium subscriber. So if you already pay YouTube for YouTube Premium to take the ads away, between now and I think the 1st of January, you can have one free channel membership per month between now and then. So basically one this month, one next month, if you act quickly. We had this earlier in the year and you lot responded fantastically to it and basically paid my bills in those early days of lockdown when we weren't really sure what was going on and YouTube ad revenue went away, and I'm still massively grateful for the help you gave me then. If you want to do the same again now, I would obviously be very grateful again. The need isn't quite so desperate with the new game out and views up and all that kind of stuff, but it's free money. It's better in my pocket than Google's, surely. Just click on the join button. If you qualify, it will show that you can do the $4.99 or the $1.99 tier for free. Why would you do the $1.99 tier when you could do the $4.99 tier? Just hit the join button. If it says you can do it for free, sorted. You'll get your name in one of those bits at the start of the video at some point in the next couple of months. I mean, there's a couple of hundred of you, so we'll have to work through it quickly, but we'll find a way to do it. Hello and welcome to part 14 of my FM21 beta save with Leicester. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two matches for you. We're at home against Tottenham in the Premier League and away against Napoli in our first Champions League game of the series. Since you were last with me, we've kind of had a bit of a Barcelona hangover for 3 games. We've not really been the same team since. As you can see, Harvey Barnes is still good at football, but we beat Aston Villa, but then lost narrowly to Liverpool, lost more comfortably to Manchester United, meaning that we find ourselves 8th place, 6 points off the top of the league already. Something had to be done, so we went and done something. We signed Declan Rice because, I mean, we had money left, and he went on deadline day. He went on the transfer list at West Ham at his own request, so we were able to get him cheaper than I would normally expect. What is going on here? There we go. I think his value at West Ham was 65 million. He went on the transfer list at 44, so we just went in and took him. We didn't necessarily need him, but he's a 22-year-old England international, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential, who always ends up good in Football Manager. So although we don't necessarily need him, he was a bargain, a £44 million bargain. So we got him anyway. I actually thought Ndidi was a little bit older. I was going to justify it by saying, and Ndidi's like 28, so he'll take over. Ndidi's 24. Maybe we really didn't need him. Let's go play Tottenham. It'll be fine. Rice being squeezed into the team at centre-back, of course, because, I mean, we've got better quality in midfield than we have at centre-back. I mean, he can play there. He's accomplished there, but, you know, he's 6'1". He's a 3.5-star ball-playing defender. He could be, him alongside Luis Felipe could be a beautiful partnership that could last for very many years. Let's put him on a cover instruction and just have him almost playing like a sweeper in there behind these like we're charging off forward. If it doesn't work, we'll just move him forward and find a way to accommodate him in there. It'll be fine. We've got too many players now, but we'll figure out how to play them all together. It'll be fine. We're going with Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Grimaldo, Rice, Luis Felipe and Pereira, and Ndidi at the base of the midfield, Aouar and Maddison ahead of him, and then Origi, Belotti and David Neres are the front three. Let's get into the game, and we don't have a captain. Belotti being given the captain's armband today by randomising. That seems not sensible. I would think someone like Maddison or Ndidi, who've been here ages, would have made a little bit more sense, but I just let it happen randomly. Who is our normal captain? I don't even know who the captain is. It's Schmeichel, I think. I think Schmeichel and Vardy are the captain and vice captain. We really need to work on that because our captain and vice captain, all our team leaders, are all players who don't get in the team anymore. And as a couple of you have rightly pointed out in the comments, as the season goes on and they realise they're not playing for us anymore and become unhappy because they're the captain, vice captain, the team leaders at the club, it is potentially going to cause problems as long-established team leaders become unhappy. It's going to drag the whole team down, and I hadn't really thought of that. It's something I knew from playing Football Manager in the past, but I hadn't really considered when I was doing the transfers, and I think it is potentially going to cause us a problem that we're going to have to try and navigate later on in the year. Let's not worry about it for now. Spurs are in here, though. That is something for us to worry about now. And I realise I am my own worst enemy at times, because I even said at the start of the transfer special, we're a good team. We finished third. We won the Europa League. We just need 1 or 2 tweaks, and then we can start the season strongly. The reason we didn't win the league this year is because we brought in so many players and it took them time to gel. Let's not do that again this year. And then I'm looking at that team. Donnarumma's new. Ramos is new. Rice is new. Grimaldo's new. Neres is new. Belotti's new. Half of the starting 11 today and new signings this summer. And it's going to be the same thing again. I don't think... We did say back in episode 1, episode 2, the goal was win the Premier League by season 3. I think we're probably already having to accept we're probably not going to win the Premier League this year, because we've brought in too many players. It's going to take them a little bit of time to gel. When this team does gel, it's an exceptional squad that is going to be very, very, very good. But that's a lovely header from Belotti to get us back into it. A 6th goal of the season already for him is lovely stuff. He only performs for you lot, though. He wasn't really scoring in the in-betweeny bits, but that is a good header. But yeah, as I was saying before, Belotti ruined my narrative by scoring a goal, losing to having all the new players and then playing Liverpool and United so early on is troublesome. And the narrative was going to be, and then Spurs. But it looks like we might actually be able to salvage something from the Spurs game, which would be a massive positive. Because the big issue was playing all of the better teams early on while the team is still bedding in with each other. I don't know why the game kind of glitched out and got stuck there, but we just had to pause and unpause and it got it going again. I thought we were going to get our touchwood first crash of FM21. And bearing in mind, I've done all that holidaying into the future. I've got 2 saves on the go. I don't recall a moment where the game has crashed at all yet. So, touch wood, it seems, even though it's only the beta, it seems relatively stable at the moment, but I thought we were getting our first crash there, but we managed to navigate away from it. Neres is in, and Neres has been fouled, and this is a penalty. I think, is it not a penalty? Is that not a foul? I've seen that animation enough times in Football Manager to know that animation is a foul. Declan Rice, what a contribution on his debut. Luckily, the Tottenham striker doesn't really make a connection. Maybe Rice shouldn't be in the team at centre back. Right, pump the fists again. We are the favourites. Go out there and show everybody why. If we can grab a winner in this second half, I'll maybe start to come round to the idea that we could be really competitive this year, because Tottenham are a good side. And we're only 5 games in. The players aren't settled. So if we can beat them even before that, then that would be awesome. Obviously, they've got a few new players in here as well. New goalkeeper he was going to be my backup option if we didn't get Donnarumma. I had him fully scouted as well. But in the end, Donnarumma just seemed like a more sensible piece of business. Available on a free transfer. Yeah, it costs a little bit more in salary. But again, based on my Football Manager experience, I know how good Donnarumma gets every year in every save. Unless he's had a major downgrade, which seems unlikely, we've probably got the future best goalkeeper in the world in our team here. Right, Grimaldo with a crossing opportunity. He does manage to squeeze the cross over to Maddison, who has 2 goes at it. Hits the keeper, hits the post. Neres tucks away the second rebound, but I think it's been given as offside. There's lots of complaining going on. We're going to the VAR, which means it's going to be disallowed, because they always are. There we go. Goal disallowed on VAR. Let's not worry. Let's demand more again and just keep plugging away at it. It might be time to get Vardy into the mix, or, of course, our goal-scoring substitution, Harvey Barnes, who always comes on and scores. He's our super sub. Whenever I start him, he doesn't seem to play very well, but he is an absolute super sub for us. Ricardo Pereira, not playing great, but we don't have a right back on the bench. Why have we got 2 centre backs on the bench? That seems a little bit unnecessary. We might bring Vardy on for Belotti, I think. So Barnes and Vardy on, as we've got 20 minutes to try and find a winner from somewhere. Come on, boys. Let's fire them up. Vardy, I don't recall having scored yet this season. I know he's only playing in little snatches of appearances, but I am starting to suspect that what we worried might be happening with Vardy might have actually happened. That injury last year combined with his age, I don't think he's quite the same player this year that we had this time last year, who was banging in all those goals and was going to win the Golden Boot until he got his injury. Renato Sanchez has just come on as well, but we're not creating anything. Nothing's going on here. We've actually, XG-wise, done all right to find the draw. Point finger, you were unlucky today. I'm not impressed with a draw, but I guess it's better than a defeat. As a first 5 games, I'm not very happy with what we've seen. But I guess looking at who we've played, it could have been an awful lot worse. 7 points from 5, but we've played Liverpool, Man United and Tottenham. What's our next 5? We need this is going to be the real test. We play Fulham, Wolves, Arsenal, Brighton, Palace. We've got to be looking for a minimum of 12, 13 points from those next 5. If we're sat there close to 20 points after 10 games, then I'll stop worrying. At the moment, I'm worrying a little bit. Let's go play Napoli in the Champions League. Maybe we'll win that. Right, couple of changes for the Napoli game then. Soyuncu comes in at the back to play alongside Rice. We've also got Aouar into the midfield, so Maddison moving up to the left wing. I think at the moment this is probably my best 11. I'm looking at that bench and thinking maybe Barnes would have something to say about that. But who do you take out of the team for him? We've already got 5 centre mids in there to... I don't know. I think this is my team, which is why this is the team that's playing against Napoli. It's also the first time this 11 players have played together, and because Declan Rice made his debut in the last game, so this is his first time playing alongside Soyuncu. Now, I'm still not completely committed to Rice being a centre back long term. I think he probably does take in that defensive midfield position eventually, and Didi's being linked with moves to other clubs, so it might be that we haven't had an offer we haven't really had a big offer for any player yet. It's not that we're turning down offers for the likes of Maddison and Ndidi because we don't want to sell them. We're just not really getting those offers. But I'm sure a time will come where a bigger club decides they want to take one of our better players off of us. And it's always good to have more players ready to come through and slot into those positions. And obviously, if we are going to be competitive in the Champions League and in the league and in the domestic cup competitions, we're going to need to be rotating a lot. So although I think this is my best 11, that doesn't mean that those players sat down there on the bench today are done and they're never going to play for us, because they will get plenty of game time as we rotate. That's a good save from Donnarumma. Back in Italy, of course, for the first time since leaving AC Milan in the summer. That's possibly not true. I think there's been an international break where he probably went to Italy to play some international football. But I can't fact check that. So we'll assume this is his first time back, because this is the first time I've seen him back here. I don't really know what to expect out of the Champions League this season. Obviously, we did go and win the Europa League last year, which meant we got a favourable draw for the Champions League. We were in pot 1, which is why we've not got any real nightmare teams in this group. But obviously, Napoli are a good side. Ajax are a good side. Galatasaray are capable of being a good side as well. I can just as easily see us finishing first in this group as I can see us finishing 4th. So I think the plan just has to be draws in the away games, wins in the home games. Typical Champions League group navigation stuff. So if we're coming away to Napoli, we'll be very happy with a draw today, and we are becoming draw specialists. So maybe that's for the best. Maybe it's with the Champions League being planned for. Right, Pereira coming down this right-hand side. We know how dangerous he can be. If he can beat his man, he can, but it's a poor cross. Belotti's kind of lurking beneath it, but he was never going to get there ahead of the goalkeeper. He's not an enormous man, and that is another piece of poor defending from Rice. And I think I've decided, based on what I've seen in a couple of highlights so far, that Declan Rice is a midfield player. Almost, it's not as if the game tells me that, and I'm just trying to ram him into the team somehow, but there's just been a couple of those little moments where as a centre-back, not quite what we'd be looking for. And I might be just being a little bit harsh on him because I'm looking for it, because I'm trying to decide if I can get away with playing him there, because if we can have him in there as a ball-playing defender, I'm thinking playing kind of like the Rio Ferdinand role, just being there, kind of getting the attacks moving from the back with some good passing and some good vision. That's the kind of role that I'm looking for him to play. But if he can't actually do the basics of defending properly, all the fancy stuff doesn't really work. I'm kind of thinking in terms of, if he's a defensive midfielder playing at the back, that could be quite nice. We've got 2 DMs then, basically. 2 players to start our counter-attacks. But he's got to actually be able to defend as well. And at the moment, I'm a little bit I'm questioning a little bit how well he can actually do basic defending. Ajax are 2-0 up away against Galatasaray, so that suggests Galatasaray are likely to be the team who are going to finish bottom of the group. We're going to bring Jamie Vardy on, and we're going to bring Harvey Barnes on. These are the two who are closest to forcing into this team, I think. So we'll get those two boys on, and we're going to... Oh, did we just demand more? I want to fire up. Now we've got a demand... There you go, we'll fire up now. And I really want to see a goal from Vardy. I don't want to believe that he's finished, but even you saw the little assistant manager thing there was recommending bring on Origi rather than Vardy. So I guess that means the game thinks that Origi is now above Vardy in the pecking order, which, I mean, that's absolutely not the case. But if the game thinks it, right, we're going to take off Aouar and bring on Philippe. But we're just going to shuffle basically and get Ndidi in there and do that. But then no, we can leave it like that. I think that works. Just try a different combination in midfield for these final 10 minutes. Get a chance to see Declan Rice playing as a defensive midfielder as well. He's had a pretty poor game for us again, but that was at centre-back. Let me know down in the comments what you'd do. I mean, I know the answer is going to be, Kev, I wouldn't have signed Rice. You've already got Ndidi. I know. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. It's a nice problem to have. I mean, we said coming here and getting a draw is fine. We came here, we got a draw. It's been a long time since I've seen this team win a game of football, though. And we do need to, like I say, pick that up as we go into this next run of 5. And I think that's when we're going to come back for tomorrow's episode at the end of that run of 5 games. So probably going to show you Manchester City and Galatasaray tomorrow. A big Premier League game, hopefully off the back of a good Premier League run, and another important away game in the Champions League. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.